nano delivery system to send the NBP together?
First, I am not suggesting that you should nano deliver NBP or any drugs. I am showing my results by nano delivery of not only NBP. We have at least 20 compounds that we have delivered. I will thoroughly that if the drug is delivered by nanotechnology, it has better effect in the central nervous system injury. I am not suggesting that everybody should use it, but this is the results at the experimental level, and we are encouraged. It's up to you whether you like to use it or lose it. I don't care.
But I see from your slide, it seems like the nano delivery system, the effects of the nano delivery system is better than non-nano delivery system, right?
If some of the drugs were delivered using nanotechnology, they are protecting much better in same time with lower dose because they are bound to nanomaterials and they can penetrate in the brain very faster. They can be like slow release of the drug, like mini-osmotic pump in the brain. That could be one of the reasons that they are doing better.
So there are so this is pharmacodynamic effects, not because they provide new sites in the cell.
Can you repeat your question?
I mean, does that mean the reason is that the pharmacodynamic they send the drug more slower for this reason?
It could be one of the mechanisms, not the everything, because we have not studied. But one thing is that if you just inject titanium dioxide nanowires, it is not producing any injury up to 3 months, because that's the permission we have in our group. So the nanotechnology enough alone cannot induce neuroprotection. It is doing nothing. But if some drugs are given, I have some drugs that we tested. There are different kind of drugs from different companies. For example, 5 drugs blindly tested. Only 2 drugs were better, 3 were not. So that's why I am telling that you just deliver using titanium dioxide nanowire or any technology. It will not produce neuroprotection better. If your drug is good, then maybe its bioavailability and its total time present in the system could be longer because of nano delivery, can be doing good. But still these are the matters which require rigorous investigation.
I would like to consult you about a little more detail. When are the best times to administer NBP to the craniocerebral trauma method, and how many times? And what kind of drug dosage of NBP would you recommend?
That is a difficult question. We have used rat model for 24 hours and 48 hours. I am not showing the results of 48 hours. What we can see that if we deliver 40 milligram of NBP using nano delivery, 4 hours, 8 hours and 12 hours, then it can protect much better up to 48 hours. If we have 24 hours, then 8 hours and 12 hours can do. Okay, but these drugs were given intrathecally at this moment. But in human cases, you have to calculate your own and do some, your own investigation.
So, what happens to the nanoparticles after they have been given?
That's a very good question. Nanoparticles can stay because they are not metabolizing so quickly. But in the University of Arkansas, when they give this nanowire delivery of drugs after knee operation, the recovery is faster compared to 6 months. It is less than 3 months, and the nanoparticle will stay there for longer time, up to 2 years. Therefore, you have to, or we have, or anyone have to choose those nanoparticles that are innocuous. Titanium dioxide nanowire is one of them. But even nanoparticles like copper, silver, aluminum, if you inject in the brain, they can stay in the brain for longer period, even 2 years or 4 years, because they can be accumulated in some of the cells, and those cells in brain it is very difficult to get them out. So that is very important. That's why we have nanoneurotoxicity. So we have to use like PLGA is soft nanoparticles or bio nanoparticles people are using. But in our hand, titanium dioxide nanowire is very safe up to 6 months in rats and in mice. And there is also a paper published from Germany. I forgot the journal, but one can find it out. Even they have given 50 milligram per kilogram in 35 milligram of mice, and for 6 months they do not see any pathological changes. So that is the main point. But nanoparticles will stay. Yes.
Right now, also Professor asking our questions, same like that. That's I just want to say about that. Like you are saying about the nanoparticle drugs. That I just want to say that my question is that if at the time of treatment you are giving the nanoparticle, but how much dose it should be given and how much it should be the long of the treatment? Means duration of the treatment should be how much? And second my question is not finished. And I just want to say is that, like, what is the side effect?
Yes.
That's it.
These are very valid questions. So that is one of the reasons we have to choose very innocuous nanoparticles. I can give some clinical examples. You know, in breast cancer treatment, people are using functionalized iron oxide magnetic nanoparticles. What they do, they inject, in human cases, they inject either into the breast or intravenously. Since they are functionalized magnetic iron oxide nanoparticles, you use external magnet outside to concentrate on the particular area of the tumor in the breast, and then you give chemotherapy. These are all published results in human cases. What happens? These iron oxide nanoparticles take extra heat, so they can kill the tumoral cells, but not the normal cells. So these experiments are done, and I think in Oncology Journal, this is the paper I'm referring, I don't remember the authors, 5 years ago. The another thing in Karolinska Institute, they are using to diagnose many kind of diseases, because you use nanoparticles, either functionalized iron oxide nanoparticles, you make surface with some antibodies. Like you want to study 5-HT7 receptors. You put the antibodies over the nanoparticles, any kind of nanoparticle, you inject it. This will go and bind to only those areas where you want. And if it is iron, you can by external magnet just make it to the target cells. So these experiments are now 5 to 7 years old. And they are used in clinical practice, not in brain, for example, at the moment. It is still under consideration. So my point is that side effects depends on the nanoparticles. We know that copper is more harmful, silver is more harmful, but aluminium is less harmful. And then also it depends on the negative and positive charge of the nanoparticles, their zeta potentials. All these factors must be calculated when you choose any kind of nanoparticle as a drug delivery. Okay? But these things are still, we need to establish. People are using for radio diagnostic. They inject nanoparticles, labeled with many things, and see using MRI where they are going. And so they are ready in clinical practice. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, I have understand your answer.
Okay.
But one more.
Yeah.
That you are saying about the silica dust particles.
Yes.
And the another compounds. So just say that how they have effect. That I think.
You see, silica dust is also one of the nanoparticles, and the nanoparticle subject, the smaller the nanoparticle, doing more danger in vivo situations. The larger size of nanoparticles do less. So if the silica nanoparticles 20 to 50 nanometers, they are doing more harm than 150 to 200 nanometers. So the size is also important.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your clear explanation. Let's with warm about succeed his fascinating speech. Before the end, please allow me, on behalf of all of us, to extend our warmest welcome and heartfelt thanks to our four speakers, Professor Oxford, Professor Peter, and Professor Joe, and Professor Sharma, and for their coming and